Sonny, Joey, 500. Got some goats in the building. Get ready for a shakedown.
Prepare for a shakedown. We from Philly where they clap like huddles when they break down. Get ready for a shakedown. We underdogs, my guy. Kinda used to all the hate now. Prepare for it, man. Y'all get it. My QB got swag. My wideout is award winning. His fly was fly. Joey and 500. Like and subscribe. Yeah. Here's a quote you can sing back. Shake squad up and don't be a dingbat. It's a shakedown.
Don't you frown. Get some shakedown.
Let's go.
Yo, by the way, Cake Dingbat here. Welcome to another Philly Shakedown podcast, a Philly Shakedown special. What is going on, everybody? Joey, what is happening, man? How are you?
I'm chilling. There's a lot has happened today. We're waiting on, a lot. The rest of the cuts are pretty much done. Still waiting on the updated stuff. I think we're both waiting on that. And we definitely have a lot to talk about today. No doubt.
Big, what's going on? John Jones, EC1 Football, Brian, Jason, Swoop, Hurt the Head, Logan, what is going on? Scott, Montarius, what is going on, everybody? How are you guys doing? Anybody I'm missing? Dominic, David, it's Joho. I like that name. Punjab, what's going on? Baron, what is going on, everybody? Thank you guys so much for being here. So we have...
Your mic cut out, I think. Philly, your mic's like out, totally out. You're good. It was out that whole time. So
from how long? From the intro?
Yeah, your mic sounds weird right now. I don't know why.
I don't know. Hold on. I know what's going on.
I was like, Philly, don't stop talking.
Why don't I fix it? Oh, I see what's going on. Why don't I fix it? You want to tell them what's going on, dude, and I'll fix this thing real quick?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Yeah, so far right now with the Eagles cuts, I mean, we'll go over the cuts, but I think everything is pretty much finalized right now. We're kind of just waiting on the last bit of cuts as of right now. I think we're still waiting on like 4 more cuts, but I think the whole thing is done. Okay. Once he gets back, we'll talk about obviously who was cut off this team. But the Eagles trade for a tight end today, and interesting enough, it's a pretty good signing for depth. I'm actually interested to see why they even added another tight end to the group, which is 4. I don't know if this guy's going to be a practice squad guy, because this guy's actually pretty damn good. Think it's going to fit really well here. So far, it's very thinned out at linebacker with Dean Cunningham and Ellis. Kyron Johnson gone. Nicholas Morrow is gone. So it's a lot. It's a lot. Eagles didn't make any more trades today, which I was kind of surprised. I think me and Philly were both surprised they didn't make too many cuts, but obviously the ones that are special teams looks like it's getting revamped as of right now, with Britton Covey being waived, Aaron Sipos, and Devin Allen. So we'll see.
Keep talking.
You're good now.
All right, keep talking. I'm just fixing this thing.
Okay. So with the cuts of a revamp in the special teams is going to make a big difference here. I don't know what they're doing, because I don't know. I mean, maybe they're waiting on a punt returner off waivers. I know that Trent Taylor from the Bengals was waived today, so I don't know if the Eagles were kind of looking at that, because he's a pretty good punt returner. So the Devin Allen, I think Covey was pretty surprising. Devin Allen was a little surprising. Because special teams and wide receiver, Greg Ward being released, Joseph Nagata being released. So obviously they're keeping Oz, they're keeping Quez Watkins, thin at linebacker.
Okay, you can hear me now? Better?
Yeah, you're good. I got to turn you down.
Okay. I had my for whatever reason my mic or my microphone it didn't charge. I thought I charged it last night, but it totally died. So that's what happened.
Okay.
So I had to go back to the old school. So
good.
Yeah. So did you name all the cuts so far?
No, not yet. No, I didn't. No,
Okay.
I was on wait till you got back to that.
Yeah, hit us with the cuts today.
Okay.
You can
so
share
so far.
So
far Eagles cuts today. Britton Covey, Aaron Sipos, Joseph Nagata, Josiah Scott, Greg Ward, Devin Allen, Teron Jackson, Brady Russell, Trey Sermon, Kevon Wallace, Kyron Johnson, and Nicholas Morrow are your cuts so far. That's updated. I've been looking on Twitter because the whole thing isn't finalized yet.
What do you know about the tight end we got from Denver? Do you know what we gave up for him?
Yeah, so as of right now, the Eagles acquired Albert. I'm never going to be able to say this last name. Why are we always getting guys that have really bad last names?
I don't know.
So we're going to call him Albert O. So they've acquired Albert O in a 25 7th-round pick from the Broncos in exchange for a 25 6th-round pick via Adam Schefter.
Do you have a share screen to show?
Yeah, right now. It should be sharing right now. So very young at 25 years old, 33 receptions for 330 yards and 2 touchdowns back in 21. He played 8 games in 22, caught 10 passes for 95 and a touchdown. This is the final year of his contract as of right now. So, what do you think about keeping another tight end? Obviously this guy has value. It was a trade, so we wouldn't have got this guy off waivers.
So they have him in? How many punters did they keep so far?
What do you mean?
How many punters are on the current active roster? Did they cut Sipos? Did they cut Calcaterra? Those haven't come through on the waivers on the cut, right? So they have 4 tight ends on their roster. That seems a little like that seems like a lot of tight ends. No,
yeah.
Like I would think they would keep 3.
And you're not trading for a guy to keep him on practice squad. I mean,
yeah. Adam, thank you for super chat. Are we going to get the punt god? We're going to have to get another punter. Let's see. They said I guess they didn't trade Jonathan Taylor, so now he's going on to the physically unable to perform list, and he will miss the first 4 games of the season.
Yeah.
So. That maybe the fact that he wasn't ready to play right away was one of the reasons why teams didn't trade for him, but that trade did not happen.
Well, so. they put up the bargain on him. They were trying to. I mean, Miami was going tough. Apparently, there was a mystery team this whole time that was pushing. I think they were just trying to drive the value up, and teams just kind of backed away from that. I think that was part of it too. So for Jonathan Taylor, especially,
yeah. And Adam, thank you for that super chat. Michael says Jack Stahl probably going to get cut. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. We still have 4 cuts to go, right? So there are 4 cuts to go. I think the most surprising cut to me has been they cut Britton Covey and Devin Allen. They cut Sipos. Those all surprised. And they cut Kevon Wallace.
Yeah, I don't know.
That surprises me a little bit. Are they so they kept Evans
over
Brown, right? Brown, and who else was the other
Justin
one?
Evans
and Reed Blankenship. So that surprised me because I actually thought Kevon Wallace played pretty good. I thought he played better than Edmonds. So that's an interesting move. But if you look at this, it looks like they're keeping a bunch of defensive backs. Eli Ricks, all those guys made the team. They're definitely Cowboys trade Kelvin Joseph. Who did they trade? They just trade Kelvin Joseph.
First round pick, I think.
They trade him for a first?
I think they got a first round pick for him.
Damn, that's a good move. He ain't worth that. Carlos Garcia, thank you for the super chat, my man. Appreciate it. He goes, fly Eagles fly. Fly Eagles right. We got almost 1,500 people in the chat. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you do, hit that like. Make sure you subscribe. Sorry about my microphone earlier in the show. It just was totally dead. So
Good.
yeah, I mean, I'm very curious who the last 4 cuts are going to be. What do you think is your most surprising move that they made today?
I mean, I think just the whole thing with the special teams, like they literally got rid of everybody. Aaron Sipos, we kind of wondered like what was going to happen with him, and I didn't realize he was going to get cut. They're going to try out a few punters, and if not, they can't find another punter that's better than him. They're gonna bring him back. But I think Devin Allen was like, I thought maybe there was something there that they thought, I think between Covey and Allen, it was pretty shocking, to be honest. At least both of them at the same time. It was kind of surprising.
You want to hear something shocking?
Oh, no.
Breaking news.
Oh, no.
Per report, former Eagles second-round pick J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, Umbrella Man, will be cut by the Falcons. Shocker. The shocker.
Yeah. I don't know.
But it looks like what the reports right now, they haven't announced the rest of the guys yet, but they're saying Eli Ricks made this move or made the team.
Wanted.
So Eli Ricks made it. He had to, especially the way he played against Michael Pittman Jr. in week 3 of the preseason. I thought he absolutely had to make it. But now we have a giant hole in 2 positions. You have a hole in your punter. You have no punter. And I don't know who's going to do kick returns. Who's going to do your kick returns or punts?
Are they going to go back to Greg Ward?
They acted like Britton Cote. I mean, they acted like Greg Ward's gone. He got cut.
Yeah,
so
right.
Britton Covey. They acted like he was a shoo-in to make it. Like, look how good he did at the end of the year in punts. I feel like there's got to be something else to drop. Like there's got to be.
We'll see.
Yeet Bro sided. Thank you for super chat. He goes, Derek Barnett for punter. He would actually get penalties every punt. Ryan says Nicholas Moore. What were your thoughts about Morrow getting cut? Was that a surprise to you?
Yeah, I guess I thought he would make it as more of a depth piece. I thought they were going to keep 4 regardless. So now you're out Kyron Johnson, you're out Nicholas Morrow, you're down to Dean Cunningham and Ellis now. So yeah, I was a little shocked. I thought they would have added. I thought they would have kept 4. I think Kyron will be back over Morrow. I guess Morrow hasn't really been great this camp. So
I thought there were a couple games I thought he was all right. It's interesting. And as far as the receivers go, it looks like we're keeping 4 receivers because Joseph Nagata got waived, Greg Ward got waived, Covey got waived, Allen got waived, Cleveland was on IR. So it looks like you're keeping 4 receivers. I have to assume that Oz is going to be your kickoff returner and punt returner. But I definitely think there will be another move to make, or Boston Scott too.
Right.
It's going to be crazy. I think I would love to see how this thing breaks down, because I think right now you're going to see a heavy slant on defensive backs being kept. And I think that there's still got to be moves to be made.
True.
What do you think about keeping 4 tight ends?
They don't need that many unless Calcaterra or Jack Stahl's getting cut. That's the only thing it would really make sense. But it's way too much. I don't think they need that much. We really need more at other positions. The last thing I'm worried about is the tight end position, to be honest. I'm glad they made that trade. It's a good trade, good value trade. They definitely see something in this guy, but it's someone getting cut. That's the issue between Stahl and Calcaterra.
Right. Yeah, Trey Sermon, I see they're asking in chat. Trey Sermon was cut today. So he did get cut. Yeet Brosidon says Devin Allen getting waived is not comforting. No, but I have to assume, I have to hope that Devin Allen gets through waivers and he comes back. And a lot of these guys could end up back if they get through waivers. And I think Covey will. Allen, I think he might. I don't know. Trey Sermon's another guy. Sermon didn't deserve to make this team as far as I was concerned.
Yeah, no, just wasn't good enough. No.
Yeah. Justin Evans as punt returner. Is Howie trying to get a safety? He might be. He might be. It depends who the final four. We got 4 cuts to go. If they cut another safety, then I definitely think they're getting a safety.
Yeah.
But right now they're keeping 4. That makes sense. It looks like Goodrich made it, right? Goodrich didn't get cut, did he?
Not as I know. No, I think he
Goodrich, Eli Ricks, all those guys, Ringo, they're all making the team. So this team is going to be heavy at the defensive back, and they should be because all those guys I think are good. Barons is Justin Evans at punt returner. I mean, the only thing I can say about putting these other guys back there is we literally saw none of that in preseason or heard about it at practice. Like, did Van Summerlin get cut by chance?
I didn't hear anything yet. I heard nothing on it
nothing
yet.
Nothing yet. Yeah. House also says 500. Since you like Cox, thanks so much. Jabril Cox is available. I saw that, but I don't think the Eagles want Dallas's leftovers. You know what I'm saying? Mariota needs to go. Mariota's not going. I mean, they don't have another quarterback, so I don't see that happening. It's going to be very interesting to see how this thing takes shape over the next few days and who makes like waivers. Because I think if Covey makes waivers, if Devin Allen makes it through waivers, I think all those guys come back. I do. I don't think Kevon Wallace is coming back though. I don't think so.
Maybe not.
Yeah,
no.
Greg Ward is gone. Greg Ward doesn't even have to. There is no waivers for Greg Ward. He's flat out just a. He's just a cut. He could go sign right now with anybody. He doesn't have to clear waivers.
Right.
I guess he's played it long enough, Josh Sills got released. Do we have any updates on the last 4? Are they out yet?
I've been looking. I've been refreshing. Nothing yet.
No. Ward got cut. Yeah, Ward got cut.
There it is. Ben Summerlin's released. They just released Ben
Summerlin.
He's released.
Well, I think he'll clear waivers. He is definitely going to end up being a practice squad guy. I expect him to be back on the practice squad along with Joseph Nagata. I think Nagata will be back on the practice squad as well. I see those guys coming back. System Not says, today did not go as planned. I need aspirin. So are you guys worried about the way the roster's looking right now? I'm not. I figure this. Howie has a plan. And a lot of times you have to remember, I think we say this every year, you'll get what the 53-man roster will look like today, but it will not look like this week 1. There will be a lot of changes.
Right.
Sounds like Goodrich didn't make the roster. So he must have been so he just came out, he just got cut, he said. So Goodrich and Van Summerlin are gone. 2 more. We're down to 2 more cuts. That's crazy. I'm surprised Kevon Wallace got cut. I really am. We got 1,600 people in the chat. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you're new, hit that like. Make sure you subscribe.
Definitely.
We appreciate you guys.
Mecky Gardner's cut. They cut him.
I like Mecky Gardner, man. You got it. There's a guy we definitely need to clear waivers because that kid could win and find a spot on another team. I have no doubt about it. Materius Clay says, I'm not worried. I mean, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I think Howie's probably got a plan. Van Summerlin is a special teams demon. Bring him back. He's just got to clear waivers, and I think he will clear waivers. Mecky Gardner, I don't know if he clears waivers. I mean, he was pretty good. He might. Hopefully. I think they said like the percentages of players that clear waivers are like in the 90 percentile. So hopefully they will. Sydney family, thank you for the super chat. Reed, Job, Goodrich, Ricks, all undrafted Howie specials. Crazy. Yeah, ain't that crazy? The thing I'll say this though is if you get if a team does pick a guy off of waivers tonight, right, within 24 hours, then that team has to put him on the active roster. So that may deter people from doing it. After they clear waivers, the Eagles can sign them back to the practice squad, but so can another team. So sometimes you see guys ending up on other practice squads, on other teams. Right. Tanner McKee is definitely staying. He made this team. They're going to keep 3 quarterbacks. You know, hey Philly, what happened to Howie Vision? We're living it. We're in it. We're in it right now. This is Howie Vision. People always think Howie Vision is one way, but the truth is you never know if Howie Vision is a good thing or a bad thing. You're just living in it. Anthony James, thank you so much for the super chat. Jerry Jones is 3,570 years old. It is, in fact, his birthday. Happy birthday, Jerry Jones, turning 3,571 years old. Shout out to him.
He loves Jalen Hurts, by the way. Loves Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, he loves him. He was going to draft him right after. Guys, so he's senile. Big Dog, 1891. Hey, Philly 500, how long is it going to take you until you can pronounce tight? Oh, my gosh. Dude, that was the first thing I thought. How do they expect me to say that guy's name? What was his name? Akawangu?
I don't know. I have no idea. Moro Jomo made the roster.
Moro Jomo made the roster. Okay. I thought he could get waived, but he made it. Larry Jackson, thank you for super chat. Moro also got cut. That's right. New Jersey Fisher Maniac, David Super Chat goes, Big Sills released, not Josh Sills. Sub 500 Joe, what's going on, man? How are you? So it was Big Sills, not Josh Sills. I got it. So are we at the 53 or are we still one short?
1, 2. I think we need one. I think we're one short. So that was Sills, Garner, and Ben Summerin.
Yeah.
So that's 3. We need one more, I think.
But you're going to have to actually not just see. This is what I'm saying. You can cut one more, but you're going to actually have to cut somebody else again because you're going to have to get a punter. You do not have a punter on this active roster at all.
Right.
John Dunham, thank you for super chat. It's breaking news: Philly 500 kick returner and Joey Shakes at punt returner. Let me start stretching. I'm ready to go. I believe, and I truly mean this, I believe I would have a better average than Greg Ward Jr. I really believe I could get at least 4 yards if I just fall forward. Jonas McGee, a member for 5 months of Dingbat Nation, man. Thank you so much for your support. He said, did Derek Barnett get traded or cut? Unfortunately, Derek Barnett is still on this team. It's like the nightmare for me that will not end.
I don't think they want to get rid of him. From what I'm hearing is that he wants more playing time. He doesn't want to be in this rotation anymore. So if he's not into the culture, he's not into being here anymore, like just go.
But you know what that means, right? If he's saying I want more playing time, I don't want to be in the rotation. And what he's saying is your rotation and the depth in this team is keeping me down. That's what he's saying. I can't do what I need to do because I'm not playing enough. Not that he stinks or anything. It's Joe. Thank you for the super chat. How the defense looking week 1? I'm worried. I think the defense is all right. I think the defense is fine. What I'm worried about is special teams because I just want to know who's the plan for the punter. You literally have to have 53-man roster, right? You've got one more cut to go, but you're actually going to have to do something with one of those guys on the 53, whether it's put a guy on IR after they make it or something. You're going to have to open up another spot because you have to they don't even have a punter. Alex Epstein, a member for 34 months. Thank you, man, for your support, man. Shout out to you. What's going on, boys? Love the show. Thank you, man. Shout out to you. Thank you so much. That's what I don't understand. I do understand getting rid of Sippos. What I don't understand is why are they waiting till now to decide he stinks when we all knew he stunk 2 months ago, 3 months ago, 4 months ago? Like, what's the deal with him?
And why not bring in a few punters like early? Why didn't they just bring in? I mean, they had one with TY, but I mean, it didn't last. I mean, both of them are bad regardless, but they should have brought in more punters. I don't know if this is Michael Clay, is this Nick Sirianni? Like, whose hands are all over this special teams unit? Like, realistically,
I mean, don't you have to assume it's the coach?
Yeah, I would think. What, the head coach or the special teams coach?
The special teams coach. I mean, I
Yeah.
would assume that's who I have to blame. He's the coach. He says I need this guy or I need that guy. Let's see here. I'm really curious what the tight end situation is looking like also, because you have Goddard, Sippos. I mean, that's Goddard, Stoll, Calcaterra, right? You cut Tyree Jackson, you cut Dan Arnold. They cut Russell too, right?
Yeah, Russell's gone. Yeah.
So you have 4 tight ends. So you
Yeah.
have 4 tight ends and 4 wide receivers. I think that's interesting.
7 cornerbacks, dude. 7.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I have the official now. It's out. I have the
Here,
official.
put it on the screen so we can share it with everybody.
Hold on.
That's,
Hold on.
I mean, I get why you have to keep 7. What I think is probably gonna. My guess is Ojomo, after the initial, is going to go to IR and it's going to open up a spot.
Yeah.
Because,
so where is
okay,
it?
here it is.
Yeah.
Here it is. Okay. Well, you have a widescreen thing, don't you?
Because my monitor's widescreen. It's a wide monitor. It's a curved monitor. That's why. So yeah, here's your final 53 as of right now. Quarterback Hurts, Mariota, McKee. Running back Gainwell, Swift, Penny, Scott. Wide receiver Smith, Watkins, Oz. Tight end Goddard, Stahl, Calcaterra, Albert O. Offensive line Johnson, Mulata, Kelsey, Juergens, Dickerson, Johnson, Opeta, Steen, and Driscoll. Defensive tackle Cox, Davis, Carter, Williams, Tupelutu, Street, Ojomo, Edge, Graham, Street. Graham, Sweat, Smith, Reddick, Barnett, Johnson. Linebackers Dean, Cunningham, Ellis. Cornerback Slade, Bradbury, Maddox, Jobe, Ringo, Ricks, Goodrich. Safety Blankenship, Brown, Edmonds. Special teams Elliott, Lovato.
Interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. Oh man,
Safeties.
I want to see if I can. So the safety, there's 4 safeties.
4 safeties.
4 safeties. A lot of corners. Goodrich made the team. I thought he needed to make the team too.
Yes.
So it's interesting. It's really an interesting thing. Let me pull this up too.
Okay.
Let me see if I can share the screen for a second here, and let me see if I can figure out how to do this again. All right, so let me share this. Are you seeing this right now?
Yeah, I'm seeing that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this is who they released again for everybody. So you can see. So Devin Allen, Quentin Bell, Ian Book, Kennedy Brooks, Robert Cooper, Britton Covey, McKee Gardner, Julian Good Jones, Jaden Hazelwood, he stunk. Taron Jackson, Tyree Jackson, Kyron Johnson, John King, Tyreek Maddox Williams, Tristan McCollum, Nicholas Morrow, Joseph Nagata, Janarius Robinson, Tyrese Robinson, Brady Russell, Olive Spalluolo, Caleb Sanders, Josiah Scott, Josh Sills, Aaron Sippos, Freddie Swain, Van Summerlin, Kevon Wallace, Greg Ward, and defensive tack Marvin Wilson. I got to tell you, I'm a little bit still surprised at the whole Kevon Wallace sign. I thought he was playing better. I thought he actually looked not half bad. He
was having a resurgence year, and I don't know. I really Edmonds over Kevon Wallace. I don't get it.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm gonna see if I can find that tweet that you had and try to blow it up. Let me see. I'm looking for
I can blow it up right now if you want.
Yeah, because I don't think people could read it.
Oh yeah, I don't know how to. I don't know how to do it. I know you could do it on the PC. I don't know how you actually zoom in. I know you could do it. I just don't know how to do it.
All right,
let me.
Here, I got it.
You got it. I could tag you if you want. If you have it.
Yeah, no, I found it. I found it. I just want people to see this. So, because I can actually zoom in.
There you go. Okay.
All right. So everybody, so this is the roster. This is what it looks like. So you have 3 quarterbacks, 4 running backs, 4 wide receivers. I still think you're one. I think you're 1 wide receiver short. 4 tight ends. Then you got Johnson, Mulata, Kelsey, Jurgens, Dickerson, Johnson, Opeta, Steen, Driscoll. That doesn't surprise me. Then defensive tackles: Cox, Davis, Carter, Williams, Tuapololuto, whoever his name is. He made it. That surprises me. He made it. I didn't think he was going to make it.
A little bit.
Street, Ojomo. Then your edges are Graham, Sweat, Smith, Reddick, Barnett, and Johnson. I wouldn't call Barnett an
Well, how many games is Ojomo going to miss? Or is he not missing any games? He's got, a concussion? Is that where all we're dealing
I don't
with
know.
here?
I assume one of these guys, you have to remember, one of these guys on this roster right now will not be there. Somebody has to either go to IR or has to get cut because you have to get a punter. Then off-ball linebackers, Dean Cunningham, Ellis, not surprised. Your corners are Slade, Bradbury, Maddox, Job, Ringo, Ricks, Goodrich, Blankenship, Brown, Evans, Edmonds, Elliott, and Lovato. And so you're 1 short. You're at least a punter short. Oh gosh,
right.
People can't even see it. There you go. Now you guys could see it.
I was wondering.
Right. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. But so there you go. So I wonder where that last cut is coming. I would assume maybe you put Ojomo on IR and then you open up a spot for a punter. That's probably what they're doing because they probably don't want to lose them. No. John, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, "What's up, guys? Big fan. Just wanted to say, do you think the reason the JT trade didn't go down because Howie wants to see how Swift and Gainwell do? I think it probably had more to do with I think it probably more had to do with, not being able to either work out a trade compensation or they don't want to pay him. That would be my guess.
There could have been a bidding war too. I mean, I don't know if there was actually another. I think maybe there wasn't another mystery team. Maybe they were just trying to raise the price as high as possible to get the most for him. And they know they weren't getting it. He missed time last year. They weren't going to get it, so no one bit off of it.
Well, he also is going to the Colts physically unable to perform list. So he's going to miss the first 4 games. So would that have meant that if the Eagles got him, they had to put him on the PUP list? Because, what's the point? You trade for him and then you can't play him till week 5. And then he's coming on a new, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, that's a pain in the butt. Richard Bradford, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, "Forget the JT trade altogether and let's go get Chin." Oh, man, I would love Chin. Offense is top tier, but we need to secure the back end of this defense for now and the future. I love the idea of another safety. I do. T. Grant says 5th receivers are basically worthless. Well, my concerns lie more in that Quez Watkins has been hurt. So if he's injured again or he's not ready to go, then you really only have 3 wide receivers. That's what worries me.
Philly. So it looks like we might be losing Kevon Wallace for sure. I don't think he's coming back. Yeah, because it says that he's generating some. It's from John Clark. He's expected to generate some interest around the league. It says, "My understanding, he will not return to the Eagles."
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I thought he had a good preseason. And I'm not surprised somebody would get him. And I think he could go somewhere, and I think he can actually play. I thought he came around. I do. That's why I would have kept Kevon Wallace before I would have kept Edmonds. Devin Whited, David Super Chat goes, "What tight end?" We got the tight end from Denver. I can't pronounce his name.
Alberto.
He's 6 foot. What is he again? 6 foot.
He's 6'5", 258, runs a 4.4.
6'5", 4. Dude, that's pretty quick. I mean, they might look at him as a receiver too.
258. Yeah.
Yeah, 6'6", 258. Let me see if I can find the
understanding people are probably panicking right now. And usually fans are usually panicking because of the cuts and we shouldn't have done this and we should have done that. There's so many empty spots. So Howie Roseman said during this press conference that they just had, okay, he says the Eagles roster for the next 24 hours is fluid and that the front office will be aggressive as soon as they go upstairs following this press conference.
Yeah.
They're keeping the pedal on, bro. It's not done. It's not done.
Oh no. That's what I've been trying to tell people the last few days.
Yeah.
That whatever it looks like today will not look like it will not look like this come whatchamacallit? Week 1. So Albert Aquagunabunum
Sorry.
is 6'5", 258 pounds. 4th round pick for the Broncos in 2020. He's 25, had 33 receptions for 330 yards, 2 touchdowns. 2021 played in only 8 games in 2022 and caught 10 passes for 95 yards and 10 touchdowns. And you said he runs a what now?
4.4.
A 4.4. That's a big fast guy. They might look at him and see him as like a hybrid tight end wide receiver. And that could be right in the slot. You put a big fit. I'm okay with that. This roster is definitely going to change. Teal Hawkins says, I'm just happy Josiah Scott is gone. I am too. I'm very happy about that. I'm not really upset. I'm not upset at anything. I'm happy that Sippos is gone. I just wish instead of like working out all these different punters, just go get Matt Ariza. You know he's got the potential he's got. And play him, That's my whole thing. So Swift is starting running back. We'll find out. I believe Swift will be. Many people believe Gainwell will be, but it's going to be one of those two guys. It is. Yeah, we only have 3 off-the-ball linebackers. So you have Dean, Cunningham, and Ellis. I assume Van Summeren's going to come back on the practice squad. But yeah, they only have 3 off-the-ball linebackers. What do you think about that? You think don't they need another one?
Yeah, it might because they're going to use some of these defensive ends in coverage, and maybe Sean Desai has seen them, in good use this offseason. I mean, they might not get a depth guy because they can use Nolan Smith in that spot. They could use him as a Sam linebacker. Right. They could do different things with a lot of these guys. Yeah. So maybe we were thinking about linebacker too much. Yeah. So we'll see. Yeah.
Well, and we always refer to the outside linebackers, especially when like the 3-4s and stuff, as edge rusher. But they can actually do multiple things too. Although I think that, Jonathan Gannon used Hassan Reddick in coverage way too much last year, So.
Right.
Freddie, David Super Chat goes, you think we make a trade/move for someone else? I said I thought there would be 2 trades today. I thought there would be 2. Didn't know how big they would be. And so we still got one more. I think there's one more. Well, there's one more move in terms of a safety. I mean, in terms of a punter, you have to make. So yes. I do. I think there's one more trade left to go. I don't know what it is, but you don't want to give up any of those defensive backs for nothing either. If they're saying, well, we can't keep all these DBs, they may say, well, we're not. We'll try to trade one of them or something.
Right.
CJ, thank you for super chat. He goes, Wallace became a locker room cancer after Brown beat him out. He was a huge headache this week, and practice squad receivers all we need with Watkins. Really? So I didn't hear. Did you hear anything about Wallace causing problems? I mean, no. I didn't hear anything, but that's an interesting take. It is. Quetter says 4-4. That's a 5th. Yeah, I mean 4-4 as a tight end. Yeah, that's why that would make sense why you keep 4 receivers and 4 tight ends, because you got to be looking at him as a kind of like a hybrid tight end receiver. And not only that, I will say this, Calcaterra I think is a good weapon too. So I think they'll be okay. I do. I just hate that if either Quez or Oz goes, you kind of lose speed.
Right.
But he does run a 4.4. That's pretty good. That new tight end will help block his. They must look at that tight end and see they've got to see something in him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he had a good preseason too.
Yeah. System of Now says Howie's dedication to our draft picks is wild. Derek Barnett is still here, but Wallace is gone. Like WTF. Well, Derek Barnett still might be gone. I mean, they still could possibly move him. You had to have him make the roster. Savvy said, okay. Okiwigaboonum.
Oh, no way.
Okiwigaboonum. I don't know. Okwayboonum. Okwayboonum.
You remember?
I'm so bad at names. So Stinko, thank you for super chat. Surprise about Morrow getting cut? I thought he actually played good. I thought a couple of those preseason games, he was the best linebacker. But I can't say I'm totally surprised. But I did think he would. I did think they were going to keep 4 off the ball linebackers. So
yeah, and I think with Ellis too, you're getting obviously a special teams pedigree with him. He's got more value, but I think part of it was keeping more DBs. How many more they want to keep? I think that really caused them to have less linebackers. But they hopefully make sure that Dean plays well. Zach Cunningham has been probably one of the most underrated free agents that we signed this year, and hopefully Ellis could do a little bit more. So.
Yeah, I think that the Eagles, I think they had to keep those defensive backs, dude. There was just no way, And we got 1,743 people in the chat. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us this afternoon to go over this roster. I'm sure there'll probably be videos tonight because I'm sure things are going to change. Maybe even in the next few hours. Anton Davis super chat goes, Howie just said that he wants Sipos on the practice squad. To practice what? What is he practicing? He stinks. But you have to get a punter. I don't know who they're going to get. I don't have any idea.
Somebody's got to be better.
If they really wanted Matt Ariza, they would have already got him.
Well,
they don't want him.
Here's the news that was kind of crazy today, too, because JL Sports is actually Matt Ariza's agency. Now, Eagles Nation on Twitter put out a tweet that we released a punter and Aaron Sipos, and they're looking to work out some punters. And JL Sports, his agency actually retweeted that tweet, which was interesting today. So maybe there is interest. Maybe they will call.
Maybe they're bringing him. Oh, if they bring him in and he signs, dude, I'm telling you, with his leg. I mean, we could change the field position. It could actually, I think, help us win an extra game. I really think that because field position, especially when it gets cold, man. When you can change that, it's big time. Philly for life, David Super Chat goes, not upset about Devin Allen 500. I wouldn't say upset because I expected it. If you see my 53, I had him getting cut, so I'm just not surprised that he got cut. I would like him to come back, but I didn't think he was going to make the team.
Right.
LeBron rises today for Super Shakers. What's up, Joey? Philly football is back. It is back, my friend.
Oh yeah,
it is back. And so the Cowboys got. Are you sure they got a 1 for Joseph?
No, I think I messed up. I thought
that, I was going to say that. That just.
I think I read it wrong.
Ross felt day for Super Chat. Oh, they're all trying to help me say the name. It's
Alberto.
Okay, Boonum.
Albert O.
I literally have people that will write in
Ooga booga.
Ooga booga. No. They'll be like, I only subscribe to you so I can listen to you try to butcher names. That's like, oh man. Let's see. 500 Zappe released the Patriots. He's way better than Mariota. I mean, listen, I think the Eagles are set with Mariota only because I think the Eagles are like they've committed to keeping the same offense no matter who's in, and they're just that's what they're going to do. So I don't think Mariota's going to go anywhere. I do, I think he's here to stay.
Hopefully.
Let
me see here.
Malik Cunningham got cut. Interesting.
Mm.
Did Malik Willis get cut? That was a big talk that could happen. Jimmy Garrity says, "Wish we could sign Swift to 5 years before it's too late. After he's about to do what he's doing." I know that's what I think too. He's gonna go. He's gonna go off this year, and we're gonna be like, "There's no chance for us to bring him back."
Yeah, I mean, Howie and Nick they declined the question of when they were asked about who the new punt returner or punter is, and they had no idea. They declined the question, so
yeah. AO says Eagles should go after Cunningham and Kirksley. I mean, I didn't watch a lot of Kirksley. Like I know that he's supposed to be pretty good or had good statistics, but I don't think I watched any Texan games last year except for what I think we played them once. I think that was it,
yeah.
So the Pats are rumored to sign Wentz. That's the worst thing Carson Wentz could do is go under Belichick. Belichick will not put up with his ass. If I was Carson Wentz, I would much rather go to Kansas City and let
I heard it was
Reid
KC.
get a hold of me.
I heard
Because
it was
if Andy
KC.
Reid gets a hold of him, Andy Reid could help him. Like I think Andy Reid could help him, but I don't know. I don't think Belichick has the patience for him. What did we get for the tight end? What tight end did we get? Albert. What's
Just
his name
say
again?
God damn.
Albert O. 6'8", right? It was 6'8". Is that what it was?
6'5", 258.
6'5", 258. Ran a 4.4. He's got some talent. I don't think Carson could deal with Belichick.
They gave it 25-6 6th-round pick, which isn't bad.
2025 6th-round pick. That's a nothing. Who cares about that?
It's free. Yeah.
You know how there's something that they see in the kid that they like. That's why you bring him in. I mean, they're keeping 4 tight ends, so they're making sure. Because I don't think if they don't trade for him, there's no way there's 4 tight ends on this team.
Right.
So it's interesting. No, Grant Calcaterra has made the 53-man roster as of right now. There's still, as of right now, the roster's done, but you have to make at least one corresponding move to get a punter on this team. So could you imagine if they just didn't get a punter and they're just like, we're going for it, 4th down every time. We don't give a shit.
Right? Yeah.
That would be crazy.
Hell no.
I like Grant Calcaterra. I think he's got some skills, man. I thought the limited chances he got, I thought he showed that he's a really good receiving tight end. So,
yeah. And I think Stahl is like, I think they give him a lot of props because his blocking is really good. I think that's where his value comes in, and he's a bigger tight end that has reliable hands, and they both have starting experience. That's why they've had playing time. Dallas Goedert gets these little injuries every year that he's out for multiple games. So.
Well, let's hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? SMD Eagle says Stahl's my guy. You like Stahl, all right? I'm hoping Barnett gets traded still. Freddie, thank you for Super Chat. Goes, move Ringo to safety and cut Evans for a punter. I think they like Evans. I do. I actually think they like Evans. I think what'll happen is this. I think they're going to keep Ringo at corner this year. I think they're going to get Ojomo. This is just my guess that they get Ojomo, they put him on IR, and then you go ahead and that opens a roster spot for a punter. But they don't even know what punter they're going. I mean, they have to work these guys out. I'm just hoping that when we hear about the punters that are coming in, I'm hoping one of them is Matt Ariza,
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, Randall Cunningham punted. Randall Cunningham had like one of the greatest punts I've ever seen. God Dogo says 6'5", 258, 4.4. Enough said. I'll take the risk for a 6. I know. I will too, man. I definitely will. And it makes sense. Like, okay, if he's that fast, then you can consider him almost like a wide receiver. With that kind of speed.
Oh yeah.
Matt Week says I'm not set with Mariota being our backup though, but hopefully we won't have to see the field ever this season. That's the main thing. Just make sure he doesn't see the field unless it's like mop up duty in the 4th quarter. Otherwise,
right.
that's we don't want to see him. Andrew says Ringo is a 3-year project. We never know this when we draft him. I didn't think they would cut him. They traded up for him. There was something that they like about him. He just needs time to develop. Oh, and there's going to be a lot of guys coming back. I do think though, if Devin Allen and I think Allen, Covey, and Nagata will be back on the practice squad. I think all 3 of them will be back on the practice squad.
Yeah, I can agree. Yeah.
If they make it through, if they make it through waivers. John Jones says, same here. Trade Barnett for a 4th to Buffalo for Ariza. Ariza's a free agent. You don't even have to trade Buffalo. He's a flat-out free agent. You could bring him in right now. He already worked out for the Jets. I don't know what happened, but yeah, he you don't even need to trade. Maybe Ringo punt returns. I think we've heard nothing about anybody else doing punt returns. I got to assume it's going to be that kid Oz. I think he's your punt. I think he's your punt returner. Boston Scott's your kick returner. That's
Evans, I don't know. I mean, they put some random bodies there. I mean, there's not really too much to take. I mean, really, when you go through training camp, like when we cover training camp on these open practices, like when did we ever hear like every day that there was like a punt return, like first, second, third string? Like we never really heard that every day. Like there was a lot of days like we heard nothing on special teams, which was kind of weird. I don't know if they're keeping on the DL or they told people not to report it. I don't know, but it's kind of weird. But
yeah, it is. I agree. Pinky's out always when you drink. Pinky's out. I think it'll be Oz of Boston's returners. That makes sense. The one thing I do not want, okay, and the one thing that I will flip out, I will burn it down, is you put Devontae Smith on a punt. I'm flipping out. I do not want to see Devontae Smith doing punt returns.
I'd rather Quez be there. I'd rather Quez be there than Devontae Smith. No way.
Yeah. Splenda says 500. Sidney Brown is a starter on the depth chart. Well, I don't know. I don't know if that's the Eagles' official depth chart yet, though. That's the only thing. Like, I think that's like all PR guys that put that out right now. So we don't actually know yet. But I think that if you're going to sit there and tell me that any of those safeties are better than Sidney Brown, except for Reed Blankenship maybe, I'm not going to buy it. I think Sidney Brown's got to be your starting safety when the season starts.
Yeah.
Rodgers is a returner. And we should talk a little bit about Isaiah Rodgers that they got yesterday. That was a tremendous signing. That is Howie Roseman playing chess while everybody plays checkers. Unfortunately, that's not going to help us this year. He's suspended the whole year. So we have to wait till next year. Now, next year, when he comes back next year, there's your returner. You've got him. But as far as this year goes, I don't know what you're going to do,
Right.
Smile Be Happy says 3 linebackers. If 2 get hurt in the same game, the Eagles D turns into the 49ers quarterback situation in playoffs. My guess is this. My guess is that there will be more linebackers brought back onto the active or to the practice squad.
Right.
And that's their plan. Maybe they're waiting to see who's out there in terms of linebackers, but yeah, right now you've only got 3 off the ball linebackers. But like I said, what this roster looks like right now will not look like week 1. It will not. It will be different. Steven says Greg Ward should be a wide receiver 3, reliable experience, makes good decisions. Yeah, unfortunately, he's gone. He's cut. And he doesn't even have to wait until Melvin Gordon got released, by the way, running back. I don't know what Melvin Gordon has left though, dude. I don't.
The problem with Greg Ward even now, I just don't think Nick. I mean, he's had a really good, like Tyree Cleveland and Greg Ward had really good off seasons. They played lights out great. They played fantastic. They were very productive, but it seems like Nick just doesn't value him. Like it's just been a thing. Like, he played well, but I don't out of all the receivers, so I don't know.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Simon, what happened? Eli Ricks made the roster. Ricks made the roster. Did Peterson get cut? Who?
Peterson?
Who are we talking about?
I don't
I'm
know.
not sure.
I'm having a blank.
Eli Ricks is staying. Yeah, Eli Ricks is staying. After Eli Ricks, especially when he went up against Michael Pittman Jr.
Alec
last week,
Pierce
and he
too.
was good. I mean, he played great. You have to keep Eli Ricks.
Brian Baldy just did a video on him, I think this morning, and said he's one of the most projected, like thought out corners that he's seen. Like,
how did he not get drafted? I don't understand how he didn't get drafted. Dude.
Injuries, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, Patrick Peterson. Oh, I don't know. I don't think he got cut. No, at least I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard anything if he did or didn't. Yeah, Goodrich and Ricks are stud. Now they like Goodrich in the slot, right? They look at him as a guy who can play in the slot. Yeah, I thought Goodrich was pretty good. I thought Job. I think they like Job a lot. I mean, you had to keep those defensive backs. So I'm, it would have been nice to see Garner come be on this team, and hopefully he's the guy that I really, him and Devin Allen are the two guys I really want to get back on the practice squad. Francis Christian, thank you for super chat. He goes, Shakes of 500. Do we draft a punter if we keep all our picks until next year? I know that'd be unusual, but it would be a great idea. I mean, they could draft a punter late next year. I mean, it's something they could do. But the question is what are they going to do at punter this year? Because right now we don't even have a punter on the active roster.
True.
Yeah, Ringo made it. Ringo made it. Job made it. They both made it. Ringo, Job, Eli Ricks, Goodrich, they all made it. They're on the team. The three linebackers are Nakobe Dean, Zach Cunningham, and Christian Ellis. Those are your three off-the-ball linebackers. Williams says 500. Howie's a total genius with the cornerbacks. They're young, can cover, great. We have a young secondary. I agree. Totally agree. Clark, David Super Tay goes, just got home from work. Notable keep cuts. So I would say the notable ones, Kavon Wallace, Greg Ward Jr., they're both cut. Devin Allen cut. Britton Covey cut. Aaron Sipos, the punter, cut. Trey Sermon cut. Those would probably be the most notable ones. No, they did not cut. Maddox is still on the team. Yeah, they're keeping 7 corners. So you got Bradbury, Maddox, Slay, Job, Ricks, Goodrich, and Ringo. Those are your 7 at defense at corner. So they're there, and then you got 4 safeties. You got Reed Blankenship, Justin Evans, Sidney Brown, and Terrell Edmonds. I don't know. I'm surprised Edmonds made the team. I wonder if they kept him and on the team to really keep somebody with some veteran presence. John Jones says, Matt Ariza, please. I know. I'm telling you. Battle made Bainbridge says, Covey drove me kind of nuts. He's glad he's out. Yeah, I mean, to the way they talked about Covey, it was like, oh, he's hurt, no problem. Like, it made it seem like to me, like, oh, well, they're already set at their kick returner, But I don't mind that he's gone. I really don't. I don't even care if they bring him back.
Yeah, I think there's more, and I think there's more to it than. I mean, he looks like a punt returner. He runs like one. He's quick. Like, I feel like there's more to him. I feel like he got thrown to the fire as an undrafted rookie last year. So I think he missed so much time in this offseason. So hoping he gets a little bit better. He just got to practice. I think he's limited right now. I think the other day he just got back. So hopefully he can get in the swing of things. And I think it's more blocking scheme. I think it's more with Michael Clay and what he has out in the field that's protecting him. And he's just got to be better at protecting himself and with better vision. I think at the end of the year, he played a little bit better, but we'll see.
Manuel says, Maddox always gets hurt and can replace Gurch. I know people, they give Maddox a lot of crap about getting hurt all the time, and he does, and I get it. But, man, when he's on the field, he's one of the best slot corners there is. When you get a healthy Bradbury, and Slay on the field, you can't throw the ball on him. I'm telling you, team like the Giants or even Week 1 New England, they ain't going to be able to move the ball through the air. So, it's not like he sucks and he's hurt. He just got to stay healthy. Brennan says, yo, Philly, don't forget Nolan Smith playing off the ball linebacker. He could be deployed in multiple ways. It worries about 3. Yeah. I mean, that's a great point. The way that, I think they're going to use Nolan Smith in all sorts of ways because you're going to want to find ways to get him on the field. So that's a great point. And I'm sure the Eagles look at it. And I think they'll have more linebackers like that Van Summerlin kid. I think he ends up on the practice squad. Kev Smith, Dave for Super Chat, my man. He goes, who started the post-credit content first, Marvel or 500? Definitely 500. What are you talking about? It was 500. John Jones says, really, they need to because they need to have a punter like, oh, yeah, I agree. I mean, you need a punter. They're supposed to be working out a bunch of punters. Joey said that Matt Ariza's agency liked that tweet, so maybe he's coming in for a workout. I mean, if he comes in for a workout and he bumps, a couple 60-yarders, you sign him right there, right on the spot. That's it.
2 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, McPherson's on the IR, and so is Cleveland. Yeah. It's not the active raw. It's not the 53-man roster IR. There's another one, and so I don't know how that works. So I forget if
I'm
it's
not
for
sure
the year
either.
now. Eagles all day 2 and 5. Edmonds could play hybrid line. Yeah, Edmonds can. He can. Where I get concerned about Edmonds is when he has to be at safety and teams are passing. I'm not a fan. I hope he's better than what I've seen. I just think if I was judging based upon, only what we see in the preseason games and then we hear at practice, it sounded like Kavon Walls had a better camp. So it's interesting to me, So here's Great Edge says these are the moves he'd make. He'd trade Kenneth Gainwell, trade Derek Barnett, trade Avonte Maddox, sign Ariza, trade for Buda Baker and Cordell Patterson. I like the idea of Cordell Patterson. Buda Baker's not going anywhere because they gave him a contract. They redid his contract. So I think he's not on the move anymore. So I think if you're going to trade for safety, I think the guy that you got to target is Jeremy Chin. I think that's the guy you target. He's in the last year of his contract, not expected to sign an extension with Carolina from what they say. So he may be the guy. Tyler, thank you for Super Chat. Goes, I think the Eagles should get Queen for Burnett. Would Baltimore trade Barnett for Queen straight up? I don't think so. But if you could listen, I like Queen, Yeah, Morrow got cut. That's another kind of surprising. I thought Morrow would make the team. I thought they were going to keep 4 off-the-ball linebackers, and I thought Morrow would make it. Well, hey, I mean, it is what it is. License Break says, hey, my brothers, 500 JoeyShakes. What's good? Oh, Eagles. Yo, what's going on, man? How are you?
What is up?
Philly, I don't think you know who Edmonds is. I know who Edmonds is.
Oh, we know who he is.
I know who he is.
We know who he is.
I've seen him play in Pittsburgh. I'm not trying to hate on him. I'm not hating on him. I'm just saying if I had to judge it based upon what this summer showed, I didn't think he was all that. I'm not saying he can't be decent or this or that, but I don't even see him starting for the Eagles.
Right.
Tyreek Cleveland was catching everything in preseason. I hope he can return with no issues with the neck injury. Yeah, me too. I think is his IR like for the year? Is he going for like the year or is he going till November?
It might be November. I don't know if it's for the whole year though.
God, Joey's mistress. Jeez, what are you dating my twin sister over there, Joey? What the? You see the picture?
Oh yeah, he's doing the dip. That's the dip thing you were doing. That's the motion you were doing.
What dip thing?
You're packing. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Fellas, I don't like the facts that we keep 4 wide receivers. We should trade that bum Barnett for a wide receiver. What's the latest on Tyreek Cleveland? Go Birds. I haven't heard any updates on Tyreek Cleveland injury-wise. As far as the 4 wide receivers, I think the tight end they traded for from Denver is kind of like a tweener tight end wide receiver. I think that's what they're looking at. But I agree. I mean, I thought they would have kept 5 wide receivers, but I really think that they wanted to keep the extra defensive backs. They did not want to lose any of those corners. You couldn't. Those guys are too talented. Matter of fact, Garner going bothers me. I'm wondering if he'll get through waivers,
We'll see.
Allen needs to make waivers too. I know.
Yeah.
The 2 guys
both do.
that I'm holding my breath for with waivers is Devin Allen and Mekhi Garner. I think they'll get through, but you don't know,
Hoping.
Betting on Quez is scary. It is. Miami cut running back Myles Gaskin. He's pretty good, really fast. Yeah, I mean, we'll see if the Eagles are looking for another running back. Harold Williams, 4 wide receivers, 3 linebackers is a joke. Well, just remember this, though. You're going to have receivers coming back on the practice squad after people clear waivers. So you're going to get receivers back in that way. I bet you 3 come back. The other thing is, remember that what the roster looks like right now is not necessarily what it's going to look like week 1. It can't, because you don't even have a punter on the roster right now. So, we just got to be patient, because a lot of times you protect certain players. You keep a guy, you can put him on the IR, and there are things to do out there. So it's not going to look the same come week 1. Right. George Wilder, thank you for Super Chat. What's the word on who's running back number 1? Well, the Eagles just say running back by committee, but if you look at the guys who had the least amount of carries, really, and didn't see much of, I think it was Gainwell and Swift were the 2 that got a couple carries and were out. So I think your number 1 running backs are either Gainwell or Swift. I would lean towards Swift.
Yes.
Eric says keeping only 3 linebackers is really stupid. Remember that it's the initial 53. They will still make moves. So I also think that people made a good point. Nolan Smith can be an off the ball linebacker if need be, and they may look at him as a guy that they can use in that way. Yeah, Bailey Zappa got cut. He did. I'm telling you that what the roster looks like right now, it will not look like that come week 1. So you'll see things change over the next 24 hours. Yeah, Scott says 24 hours. Yeah, it will. I think they view Edmonds as a hybrid linebacker, which is why they only kept 3. Yeah, I mean that's another good point. If that's how they look at him, then I guess that makes sense. We'll see. It'll be interesting. I expect. Geez, I still think there's 1 trade in them. I'm not saying it's a big trade. I said I thought there was going to be 2 trades today. They've only made 1, but we'll see. Yeah, we don't want scary.
It could be depth. It could be almost anything at this point.
The next move. What would you say the next move for the Eagles is?
I mean, a move that we need, like number 1 right now, is a punter.
Got to get a punter. That's it. They got to work out these punters.
Most important thing right now.
Oh,
really?
Yeah, they have no punter on the roster. That's awesome. I just Nick Sarah said, "The hell with the punter. We're just going for it." You know what I mean? But here's the other thing: is everybody said that Sipos was on the team because he held for field goals. So did Jake Elliott have to kind of sign off on that? Say, yeah, well, we can find somebody else that can do it, because
it's a stupid reason. It's a dumb reason.
It is. It is. Maybe Elliott's going to punt. I mean, that would be if you could get a kick. I mean, I always wondered, why can't you get somebody that could kick field goals and punt? Like that would be that would save you an extra roster spot. That'd be funny if we just didn't punt. I don't see how we bring in another big name wide receiver.
Another receiver that was cut today. He had a really good offseason. Was that Austin Watkins from the Browns? He was
from the
really
Browns,
good.
speedster,
fast. Yeah.
There you go. Let's go get him. Let's get him. We need somebody to kick, return, and punt. Which King says we don't need a punter on the active roster. Sipos will be on the practice squad if we don't sign a punter. But who's gonna punt during the games? That's what we got Sipos on the practice. I wouldn't even waste the practice squad practice spot for. Like, what do you need him on the practice squad for? They need a punter. You got to have a punter. Somebody's got to punt week 1 unless we're planning on just going for it on 4th down.
Yeah.
Eagles sign. You guys would love Nate Gary come back just to torture me. They just want to see me get tortured. Eric says, to hell with Covey. I think Covey could very well be back, though, tomorrow. That's the thing.
Yeah.
These guys could be back on the practice squad. Does the rule still is that rule still in effect for being able to bring a practice squad guy up 3 times?
3 times, yeah. I think so.
That's what they're going to do. They're going to put him right back on practice squad, and then he's going to be brought up. You what? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Matt Ariz is the guy that I would really like the Eagles to go out and get a punter. I think Ojomo goes to IR, and then you open up a spot and you bring in.
Bro, we're talking about a punter. Like we're like that's what we're talking about. Like we're talking about a damn punter right now. Like that roster's looking good. I mean, like I said, the next 24 hours will look different, but we're worried about a punter right now.
Well, we got none. We went from a really crappy punter to no punter. So I totally appreciate that the Eagles got rid of Sipos. I just wonder why it took so long in preseason when you had all that time to bring people in. Joshua, thank you for super chat. He goes, what is the realistic expectation of roster moves that will happen? I think a punter is a need for sure, but I don't see us making any more big trades. Yeah, I don't know necessarily big trades, but I could see, similar to something we saw right now. I think the big trade would have been Jonathan Taylor. Now, as you get to the trade deadline, I think you really got to watch for Jeremy Chin because he could be somebody that becomes free at the deadline. But I think you may have another small trade. Maybe they trade Derek Barnett still. That's something that could happen. But you have to get a punter, and the question is are they comfortable with 3 off the ball linebackers? Are they comfortable with 4 wide receivers? And if not, they're going to make the adjustments.
Yeah.
Nagata is a practice squad guy if he clears. I have no doubt Nagata will make the practice squad. I think he'll get through waivers. I think Covey will get through waivers. Devin Allen, most likely. Mekigo, I think they'll all get through, but you never know,
The guy, the punter that we released, that T.Y. Zentner, he must have went to the Texans and got released.
He went to the Texans. He stunk too.
Jesus.
I don't know why they called him Legatron. It's more like Ankletron, dude. He stunk. Derek Barnett destroys people in preseason, and then he costs you games during the regular season. That's what he does. Kareem West Davis Super Chat. He goes, yo, Philly, it's Jerry Jones' birthday. He's 3,579 years old. Happy birthday to him. My wife told me that Joey's body count is the same as Jerry's age. Woo! God, that's crazy. Thank you. They're never going to let it go. Aiden says, what's going on with Jonathan Taylor? He's still trade. They didn't trade him by the deadline, so now they've put Jonathan Taylor on the physically unable to perform list. So he will not be able to dress until at least week 5. But they said that they still will, be open to trading him. So that's what the report is saying.
Mm.
Yeah, I think McPherson, Cleveland are on the IR, which I think has to be the year long. I think it's for the whole year, but I'm not sure exactly how that works. They were was it a cut settlement IR thing, like something like that. Fan of the Batman, David Super Chat goes, Eagles offense is that good they don't need a punter. Punting is for quitters. It might happen. You might be right.
That's a great line.
Devin Allen make the team. No, Devin Allen did not make the team. Devin Allen is cut. So now he's got to clear waivers, and they're saying they want to bring him back to the practice squad. So we'll see. Tyler says, what moves could we make? 4 receivers, 7 corners. What punter could we get? What do you guys think? The only punter I know that's out there is Matt Ariza, and they're supposed to be working out a bunch of punters, probably as soon as tomorrow. Will he be one of them? I don't know, but they're going to need a punter.
We will see.
Yeah. Yeah, Jonathan Taylor won't be able to dress for at least 4 games. I don't know that, I don't know if that's really because he's still hurt or if it's more because they just don't want him. They don't want, he's just finished with the Colts and it buys them, a month. We'll see, Did you guys hear Stephon Diggs got cut? Did Dallas cut him? Stephon Diggs got cut? Trevon didn't. No, Trevon just signed a huge contract with the Cowboys. I don't think he definitely didn't cut, and his brother's definitely not getting cut. Neither of them will get cut.
Well, some people are saying that maybe that Jonathan Taylor's not going to be out, that it was fake, that they're just trying to keep him on the roster because they put him on a fake pup list.
That's what Jay Cut says. He tweeted that he's not hurt. They're just messing with him. So they just don't want him around, but they got to put him on that list in order to eventually trade him. Wow, that's bad, dude. And then they're asking for a first-round pick for him. Does that make any sense?
No.
At all? No. Yeet Broside, David Superchat goes, Michael Clay is giving me Gannon vibes. Zero clue. I really wonder what the hell goes on with that special teams, man, because just some of the guys he puts in returns are just bizarre. Like Trey Sermon could not do a kickoff return. He was too slow. And I don't know why it would take him all those different attempts to know that. And then you get a great return by Devin Allen, and he won't even put him on a punt return once. They acted like the punt return was settled. The punter, the guy was settled. It was Covey. He's just hurt. That's what they acted like, and then they cut him. So I don't know what's going on with him, dude.
So Nick and Howie talked about Derek Barnett. So it's Howie Roseman on Derek Barnett, who wants to be traded, says, tremendous respect. Love having him here. That's why we're bringing him back. Nick Sirianni said that they talked with him. He's had a great camp. Love his toughness, his edge.
If only I could put alcohol into my drink down there.
He throws great punches. I don't know.
Wait, Stephon Diggs got cut. Did he get cut? I was told. No, I don't.
Wait, what?
Stephon Diggs didn't get cut.
You guys are reading too much stuff.
No. The Bills wouldn't cut him. He's a number 1 wide receiver. No. The Dallas fans want him to get cut. Their dream is to have those 2 brothers together, but it ain't happening. T. Grant says, is Jonathan Taylor on the pup list make him worthless on a new team for 4 weeks, or does a trade allow him to remove for pup? I would think, I don't know if, I honestly don't know if you can even trade a guy that's on the pup list. I don't think you can even trade him on the pup list.
No, I don't think so.
So they can't trade him till week 5. So they're just literally spiting him. But that's the way that owner is, dude, from everything you see with that owner. Yeah, it sounds like they're just spiting him. I don't know if they can. I don't know 100% that they can not. You can't trade him on the pup list. And if you can trade him on the pup list, then if he goes to another team, he doesn't have to remain on the pup list. I don't believe. But I don't think you can trade a guy on the IR or pup list. Anton Davis Super Chat. He goes, Eagles have announced the official 53. Why? They did. They did. I think they did. We've gone over it. It's pretty much done. But it's not over yet either, because there's still moves to be made. If you had to say one player, let's say you have to get a punter. Who's the guy you cut? Who would you cut off this roster to open it? Assuming Ojomo can't go to IR, that you have to cut somebody.
You're not keeping. You're keeping all your DBs. You're not cutting your running backs. Tupelutu maybe. Tupelutu, I guess, because I don't want to cut linebackers. I don't want to cut safety. I mean, Tupelutu at DT is probably the one I'm gonna cut. I think.
Yeah.
I
think so too. Chef says, "What's up, boys? Just got off work. How you feeling about the lack of depth at certain positions?" I think that it's kind of like you kind of got to wait and see what they're doing, because I don't think the roster's set. It's not going to look like this week one. I also think there are some positions where they feel guys can play, multiple positions. So I think like off the ball linebacker, Nolan Smith could play linebacker, off the ball linebacker if need be. Maybe Edmonds can play, like people are saying. But, they're doing what they have to do to protect their guys. Obviously, there's still got to be moves to be made, because they got to have a punter. The Umbrella Man, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, "Gentlemen, how are we doing this evening?" "We're doing good, my friend. How are you?" Coke Beasley, I like that. He got cut by the Giants. Really interesting. We should sign him. Coke Beasley. Jerry Jones is 3,580 years old. Phil, thank you for Super Chat. Goes, "No team has been linked to Ariza. There has to be more to the story." Yeah, I mean, there could be. I don't understand. I know the Jets were going to meet with him, or work him out or something, but I never heard what came from that. Maybe he's like 400 pounds now. He's just like, he can't get his leg high enough to kick or something anymore. I don't know. That's crazy. So who's your favorite cornerback that the Eagles kept? Obviously, for me, it's Eli Ricks. I just thought he was tremendous. So Eli Ricks, to me, he definitely is, especially the way he played that last preseason game. I just thought it would have been criminal if he does not make this team,
Potential starter in the future. You never know. You never know with Slay being only here this year and next year. You have Bradbury for another 3 seasons. So
it's Matt Arazia, not Ariza. The disrespect. Why is that disrespect?
Stop.
I hate the disrespect bullshit. And disrespect.
Say somebody's name wrong and get, I don't know.
Disrespect.
Whatever.
Go to school. Go to the library and read a book. What the hell are you talking to me for? Sue Blaze, thank you for Super Chat. He says, "You can trade a player on the pup list, but he still has to wait 4 weeks. What up, guys? What's going on, man?"
What's up, Suo?
So he has to wait 4 weeks. The Colts did it to screw him, dude. They definitely did it to screw him,
Oh, yeah.
Vic says, "Isn't he the arg?" Yeah, but he got cleared of it. He was cleared. It was like, it was proven, literally cleared of the crime. So, Prick 6 Ricks, the disrespect. The question: would you start Ricks? No, I wouldn't start Eli Ricks, but I think he could eventually be a starter. I mean, I think he definitely could. David says, "Howie is working on acquiring a linebacker," but he said LB, not linebacker. He didn't spell it out, linebacker. So the disrespect. That's disrespectful. Why didn't you spell it out? Spell it out. Don't do the initials.
He ain't gonna drop this now.
No, it's gonna piss me off. It just irritates the crap out of me. What kind of contract can an undrafted free agent get? You didn't use any capitalization. The disrespect. That's disrespectful. What kind of contract can an undrafted free agent get? I don't know. A very small one. I mean, they're not going to get a lot unless they're really good. But
I think there's a cap hit. I think there's like a cap hit as an undrafted guy. Like, I think within the first year you can only get a certain amount of money. I think there's a rule with that for the first year.
Yeah. But Rakeem says, "Who do you think will return punts now that lowercase Covey or capital Allen was cut? Also, your thoughts on tell you we trade for the disrespect. The disrespect. Covey's getting disrespected. Why not capitalize the C?" I don't know what they're going to. I mean, I guess they're saying Oz will get probably the punt returns or kick returns, right? I guess maybe Oz does punt returns and I guess Boston Scott on kick returns. That would be my guess.
Boston Scott only had one good return last year. I think he only had one, and it was against the Bears. They crossed the 50-yard line. I think he was like on the 40, 45, something like that. That was the only time, I think.
Yeah. Hosea Jones, thank you for super chat. He goes, can't cut Marlon. He's the backup nose tackle behind Davis, but he didn't do Capital Davis. So the disrespect. I hear you. I think the move is to put Ojomo on the IR, and then that'll open up a spot. That's what I'm guessing because he had the concussion. Don Brown, man, thank you for super chat. He goes, they may have been covered, but did anyone make the team that you guys didn't think would? That's good. That's a good question. So anybody, I actually thought Edmonds was going to get cut.
Right.
I thought that was going to be a surprise. I thought that was a surprise cut. So I don't know if that really counts. I guess what is the lineman that they cut and then brought back for 2 years? Freddie Johnson. Yeah, that probably to me was the biggest surprise because they cut him and then they signed him to a 2-year deal. I was a little surprised by that beforehand, but other than that, I don't know. There's any real I guess the biggest surprise to me would be the Aaron Sipos cutting him at now, that I didn't expect that, So Blaze never super chat. He goes, if they move lowercase Bradbury to the slot on tight end heavy games, you think Ricks gets a start? The outside would be solid. I think Job is isn't he more like the next cornerback on their depth chart?
Was he Slay's replacement or was he Bradbury's? That's the question because I thought he was Slay's replacement.
Job was taking reps for whichever one of those guys goes out. Job comes in. So I would say maybe it's Job. I think Eli Ricks though. Just give him time to develop. I think he will be. I think he could be a future starter here, man. I do. Those corners are older, so we will see. Rob over 9 says, I'd rather have Quez gone. I don't know. Yeet, thank you for super chat. He goes, Kevon Wallace is a surprise cut. Yeah, I was a little surprised by that. I thought he had a good camp. I thought he would make the team. Yep, Goodrich is still here. Yes, he is.
He is.
T. Grant says, are you really sure about Gainwell? No player in the entire NFL has less explosive plays per touches. He's the worst option on the 53 objectively. Seems like a nice guy. I know there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that look at him and think, yeah, he's a number one running back in this league. I am not convinced of that. I like him. I think he's a good rotational guy. I am not convinced that Gainwell is a number one running back yet. But a lot of people think he is, and especially they look at the playoffs and how he played in the playoffs, and they say that was his coming out party. I don't know that I agree with that. But no. I think he's at least number 2.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, Gainwell did. He had a great playoff performance.
He's gotten better every year.
I'm not knocking him. I just think that, man, at the end of the day, DeAndre Swift, if he just stays healthy,
just that one run that he had.
That was it. That was all I needed to see. And then you add Swift into the passing game. He's going to be stud. The problem with Swift is going to be injuries. He's just got to stay healthy. I don't know how many years. Do you know how many years they signed? They signed that kid from the Colts that they just picked up, Isaiah Rodgers.
He's got one more.
Or is it a 1 year?
One more year. I think he's got 1 year. I think
it's a 1 year deal.
Yeah.
Interesting. Philly fans thought they were getting Jonathan Taylor. No Philly fans thought they were getting Jonathan Taylor. Philly fans are just reporting that their team was interested in getting Jonathan Taylor, and it was a possibility. Something that you probably, I'm assuming this is either a Bear fan or a Cowboy fan. I don't know. But, the thing with the Eagles is we're in on everything. You can't make a move in the NFL without us not being involved.
Yeah, they make calls. Like Howie will make calls. Like, there's interest, but it doesn't mean it's going to automatically go through. No. Like, he will make the phone calls. But
Yeah,
That's about it.
exactly. Yeah, I agree. Swift is a beast. He is. If you need a punter, we will trade you Trey Lance for a fifth. Oh man, that's pretty good. We'll pass. George is about to see a lot of tight end set offense. We'll keep the 4 wide receivers healthy. A lot of big nickel dime on defense. Yeah, you're going to see some of it. That's for sure. With 4 tight ends, I definitely agree. Let's see here. Colts don't want us. Colts want a first round pick for a guy that they're willing to screw over and put on the pup list. I mean, there's just something wrong with that team, you know?
Right.
Oh, get this. Travis Gibson got released.
Oh.
Should the Eagles bring him in? I definitely think the Eagles should try to bring him in. I think he would fit. Yes.
He had
would
his
say yes on that.
He had his best year under Sean Desai in 21. His best year of his whole career was under Sean Desai. It's great. Yeah.
Jameson Smith says, still my question is who's going to return kicks? I think it's going to be Oz on punt returns, and then I think Bosa's got kick returns. But we'll see, you know. We will see. Big Sills went off on today's show. Oh, really? I'll have to watch later and see what happened. What was he going off on? VJ, welcome to Dingbat Nation, my man. Shout out to you. He says became a YouTuber. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Shout out to you. Splendid says kick returns don't matter anymore. Just fair. Yeah, you're right. Kick returns don't matter, but punt returns do. You know, you still have to have a punt returner, but kick returns, yeah, why? Just fair catch it at the 1 yard line, fair catch, 2 yard line, fair catch. What's the point, you know? I mean, it goes right to the 25. King of Kings, ever super chat. He goes, Joey, what do you think about the coaches?
I mean, besides the special teams coach, I think coaches are great. I think Brian Johnson's going to open the playbook more, get these running backs involved in the passing game. I think really Brian Johnson's resume with quarterbacks over the years have been every quarterback that he's been with has really flourished even more. I don't think Hurts has even reached his ceiling yet, and it's really scary. Sean Desai is, I think we're going to find out what these pieces are going to be, with the pieces on this team, what we acquired this year, and disguising coverages, somewhat a sort of different fronts and, with Jonathan Gannon, what he did, but, being a little bit more creative. I'm excited to see what they do with the off the ball linebackers, especially with these defensive ends. Now I'm excited, knowing everybody got a fair shot this training camp, which was really good. He didn't have first team, second team, third team. He gave everybody a fair shot, getting to know the strengths and weaknesses of all his players. So, I mean, it's yet to be seen what he's going to do, but I feel good. I feel good about him. So we'll see, got to see it first.
Yeah. I kind of liked what I've seen from Sean Desai. The special team coach worries me. I think Desai is going to be more aggressive. Christopher Atwood says, can't speak. New listener to your show. I love it. Thanks, guys. Hey, Christopher Atwood, shout out to you, man. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining the Shakedown, man. We appreciate that. Thank you. VJ Davis super chat, man. He goes, was just renewing my membership, new debit card left. Yeah. No, I knew you were back. I could tell by the by your whatchamacallit, your membership symbol thing. But thank you, man. We appreciate it. Definitely do. Yeah, I mean it's what? Special teams coach says his name is disrespect. I know. I disrespect everybody. Ariza coming. Jazz says Ariza. I didn't say it right. Oh God. I think he should be at least worked out,
Yeah.
Joey says, I loved how aggressive Desai was in preseason. I did too. I think that Desai probably blitzed more in preseason than Jonathan Gannon did in total last year. I do. But anyways, we're over an hour and a half in. Is there anything else that's going on right now, Joey, that we need to talk about before we get out of here?
No,
because I've got to go back to work.
No, it's pretty. It's pretty quiet. I mean, Yeah, I mean, then another 24 hours, we'll probably find out more on the roster if they acquire anybody, trade for anybody, something. But I'm expecting somewhat of another move happening. But I think that's it. I mean, still, I know everyone's panicking right now, but gotta relax.
That's the one thing. Do not panic. Relax. What you're seeing right now on the 53-man roster deadline is not what you're going to see come week 1. It will look vastly different, and you'll start getting players back when they start clearing waivers. Jeff Phillips, thank you for super chat. He goes, upset Devin Allen was waived. Yeah, him and Garner, I didn't want them to get waived. I didn't, but hopefully they clear waivers and can come back to the practice squad. King of Kings, thank you for super chat. He goes, I just hope the coaches have enough experience to handle the talent we have this year, and we will win the Super Bowl. Agreed. I agree. I think they will. Live tonight. Are you going live tonight at all? I'm not going live tonight. I'll probably try to do at least a video tonight. When I get back from work, and whatever, just, hopefully there'll be some more moves or something else to talk about, and I'll do something like that. But yeah, I mean, that's for the time being. I think that's pretty much it, guys. Yeah. Anything else you want to say before we get out of here?
That is it. We'll see what happens tomorrow, or by tonight, late tonight, tomorrow. The Eagles, Howie Roseman said they're going to be aggressive. They're going to be going right back up to the conference room. They're going to be continuing their work of this roster. So
yeah, it'll be interesting. It will. Thank you guys so much. If you haven't hit the like, make sure you subscribe. Click on Joey's channel. Make sure you like. Make sure you subscribe over there too. And we will be doing, I guess, a show on Saturday night. And then I'm sure we'll have videos, updating you guys on anything that happened. Well, with that said, it's time for me to get back to work before I get fired. You guys take care. Talk to you later. Peace out.
Peace.
Hey, we had one. Yo, you gotta be motherfucking kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. We have no time for one more play.
Look at this motherfucker
running
from
up. What you doing? To get off the field on 3rd down. What was that bullshit? That is not right. Tell him more. He's got to be better, man. Oh, that's some bullshit. What was that? We had enough time for one more play. We had an opportunity to win that game at the end. But the referee screwed us. The brother screwed us. I'm upset, but the brother screwed us.
At least they fought back and tried.
Only Cowboys games.
You literally.
The brother screwed us. The brother screwed us. We had one. We had an opportunity for